It's your boy Kyron from KK Crump Photography. Some might know me as Panda from I Shot with Panda, and I'm here to talk about my 365 project. I've done 2 365 projects now, one in 2001 and one in this year, 2023. Almost to the end of it, ready to go and finish it up. I think I can give you some tips and tricks on how to complete a successful 365 project. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about what a 365 photo challenge is. So a 365 photo challenge is at least one picture a day for a whole entire year. Of course, you can take more than one picture, but you got to at least take one picture with intent for a whole entire year. Now, why do people do 365 projects? Well, everybody has a different reason, or some people have multiple reasons. Whether it be you trying to learn a new camera system, or you trying to get out of a creative rut and you want to push yourself to be more creative. Trust me, taking one picture a day for an entire year will push you to be creative. You're going to start to think about different things. What will make a good picture as you're driving through the town or wherever you're going, or you're going to actually have to take intentional photo walks to get your images. So the reason why they do it and what it is kind of personal to you. But like I said, I've done 2. I did one in 2001 and I'm finishing up one in 2023. And each year was for a different reason. The first year was basically to see if I can do it. And the second year was basically to kind of grow my craft and get stronger at what I do. So like I said, sometimes people do 365 projects basically to learn their stuff, learn their craft. Well, let's talk about what I use. Where this year in 2023, I just switched over to Fujifilm. And I've been using the Fujifilm system this whole entire year. A lot of times I have my XE2, but sometimes I use the T5, which is a newer camera. 90% of the time I used a 30mm Sigma on my Fujifilm, and basically I use this focal length because it lets you do so much with it. But every once in a while I'll put a 75 or 14 on it just to challenge myself and try to get a different picture. Just to make sure I know how to use my lenses and try to push myself to think a little bit differently with different focal lengths. So gear is really important on what we're using for your 365 project. I just want you to think about it when you're using it. Let's talk about tips and tricks. There are a couple of different things you can do to make your 365 project a little bit easier for you. Like for me, I kept a camera with me all the time, 24/7, 365. I always had a camera in my bag, in my car, in my truck. And I know some people might do a 365 project with their phone, but for me, I needed to use my camera for every shot because it's more about intention than anything else. So tip number 1 is always keep your camera with you. Anywhere you go, work, play, anything, have a camera with you. You can have a small setup or you can have a big setup. Just keep it with you so you can get your shot. Alright, so it's Christmas time, so I hope you can hear me with the Christmas music over the background. But tip number 2 is find a community. Find somebody to do the 365 project with you. A friend, Facebook group. It might make it a little easier. And share your work. Post your pictures, get feedback. Make sure that people know you're doing it so they look forward to you posting your 365 project. Me, I try to post mine 3 to 7 days. So every 3 to 7 days I put a new post up for my 365, so people were looking forward to it. People were trying to see what I was doing, see what I was shooting, trying to see some of the stuff I was capturing. So find a community, find a friend, have somebody do it with you, because trust me, if you do it alone, it's a lot harder. One more tip, take the easy win. As photographers, we schedule photo shoots for clients, personal photo shoots. If you have a photo shoot already scheduled to shoot it. And use one of those images for your 365. Also get a calendar. It's a lot easier to keep track of your pictures if you have a calendar. So you know exactly what day you shot, what you shot it on. The camera's gonna give you the metadata so you know exactly what day you shot an image on. So keep track of that calendar. And then you can also take the easy win for when you're doing it. All right, so remember when I was telling you to do this with a friend? One more tip is that came from a good friend of mine. His name's Tim Bowser. He's out of Atlanta, Georgia. He's a photographer. He's done a 365 project at least 4 or 5 times now. He helped me through my first one, and he helped me through this one. So some of the tips he gave me was have an emergency shot list. So think of ideas that you might have, and if you get down to that 11 o'clock at night, have a list of stuff that you can shoot so you don't miss that mark. Also, one more tip he gave me was to look back at your old images and try to recreate them, try to make them better, see what you can do to be different. It's okay if you shoot something more than once. If you're shooting a picture over and over for a whole year, you're gonna have some repeats somewhere. You're gonna shoot something more than once. So don't think you can't shoot something different every single day, because literally it's impossible. If you think about you shooting at least one picture a day for a whole year, you're gonna shoot something more than once. Me, myself, I did a mug series where I shot every mug in my house, just about every mug in my house. So that's another thing. You can do series where you can have something that is a repeat, ongoing thing. Me, I kind of got a cheat code. I got kids, I got a dog. So I shoot my kids a lot, I shoot my dog. I'm a plant dad, so I shoot plants. So kind of like have some of those emergency pictures that you know you can get off, and it's easier for you. Because some days you're gonna be in that creative rut where you can't think of what you wanna post or what you wanna do. Trust me, if you're shooting every day and you get your camera with you, my advice is to have your camera in Aperture Priority. Aperture Priority is a lifesaver. I know people can get down in the comments and say, I always shoot a manual. That's too much work. With the light changing and you moving and shaking, especially if you're running and gunning, Aperture Priority will help you tremendously. That's one less thing you gotta set, and it will help you in the long run. So I use it when I'm moving. If I know I'm gonna have time to compose and to set my settings where I want to, then yeah, I'll shoot a manual. But if I'm running a gun, Aperture Priority will save your life. Of course, one more thing is to have fun. If you're not having fun with this 365 projects, there's no point in even doing it. And challenge yourself. The first year I did in 2021, I just did a regular 365, one picture a day for a whole year. But this year, I did monochromatic. I wanted to shoot in black and white more. So I shot black and white the whole entire year, and I think it came out really dope. I'm kind of like finding my way in the monochromatic world, and I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I put a couple of images in here for you so you can see exactly some of the stuff I captured this year. But now the year's coming to an end. I'm really pleased at my results. I go back and I look at my albums to see what I did the whole year, and it kind of lets me remember my whole year. I can even go back and look at my 2021 365 album, and I can remember that year. I can remember different events. So it kind of, well, not kind of, but it tracks your life. And if you shoot it right, you can remember some of the most important parts of your life, or some of the most important parts of your memory, just because you did a 365. Yeah, that's about it for me. Those are my tips and tricks. If you have done a 365 in the past, drop a comment down below. Let me know how your experience was with it. How many times have you stopped and started? How many days did you last? My best friend has done a 365 every year now that I've done one. He's never made it past week 1. 7 days and he's done every day, every single time. So trust me, you're not alone. It's kind of hard to do. Like I said, I did one in 2021. I took 2022 off. I did one in 2023. I'm going to take 2024 off. I might come back for 2025. I might not, depending on how I feel about it, depending on what challenge I can give myself. But it's worth it. I mean, I'm seeing a vast improvement in my photography, and I really enjoyed the document style that I've done in my life. So any tips, any tricks, drop it down in the comment. Let me know how you go. Appreciate you.